Big LGBTQ plus wins at the Critics' Choice Awards. Days after the gayest Golden Globes in recent memory, the Critics' Choice Awards aired on the CW and also celebrated queer actors, characters, and films. One of the night's first awards went to gay icon Jennifer Coolidge for her role in The White Lotus. Soon after, out actress Niecy Nash won Best Supporting Actress in a limited series award for her role in Ryan Murphy's Dahmer. Kate Hudson presented Janelle Monáe with the SeeHer Award for gender equality and challenging stereotypes. Later in the evening, LGBTQ plus inclusive television shows like Hacks, Abbott Elementary, and Euphoria were also recognized. Jean Smart earned Best Actress for her role as Deborah Vance in Hacks. Abbott Elementary took home the trophy for Best Comedy, and its star, Sheryl Lee Ralph, won the Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. And Zendaya won Best Actress in a Drama Series for her role as queer high schooler Rue on Euphoria. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery which stars Monáe and features Daniel Craig in a gay role, won Best Comedy and Best Acting Ensemble. Blanchett won Best Actress for her role as a lesbian conductor Lydia Tár in Tar. Brendan Fraser took home the trophy for Best Actor for his portrayal of an overweight gay man in The Whale. And finally, the queer inclusive film Everything Everywhere All at Once won Best Film and Best Director. We can only hope the rest of the season's award shows are as queer as this one was. There is so much to love here. I mean, in the last year, I feel like for some reason, I've been watching more TV than it kind of calms me down in a way that it started with the pandemic, and I watch more TV than I have in my whole life. And I watch almost all of these shows. Abbott Elementary is my personal favorite.
I love it.
It is everything. It brings me so much joy. It's just so funny. It's so well written. It's everyone could see a piece of a story there that they can.
Why do you think that this is happening? Why, to the point, the deeper observation that Julio just makes, we're seeing just a gigantic peak of going on, of embracement of our community and the high quality of the delivery for our community. Why do we think this is happening? Any guesses?
I mean, I think from a storytelling perspective, we've gotten away from that there's a gay character or a gay something to telling stories of gay people, which
Authentic,
is very different than what we had in the past. I was watching something that was from the 90s recently, and there was like a gay reference on there, and it was like a hee, like a little punchline. And you think about now, there's gay characters on, like, Hacks is one of my favorite shows. I love it. And of course, her manager is a gay black man, and but it's not about that. It's just about his authentic story. That it's not cast as like he's the gay guy on the show. It's just he's cast as this role, and that's just one of the things about him. And so it's very different. I don't know if you saw Leslie Jordan's Goodbye episode, which again on a mainstream CBS television show, he's running away to marry his gay lover, and what a touching tribute it was, and to have Dolly Parton herself do the tribute. It's just the stories are rich because they're real stories. They're not painted.
They're not tokenized.
And to your point, I do agree. I think that, like, even as an example, trans people back in the 90s. We were on TV, but we were on Jerry Springer.
Right. You were the punchline.
Like we were the punchline. And is it a man or a woman type thing? Whereas now the stories that come out about us are authentic. And I think people can relate to authenticity when it's real and you're seeing like true stories that touch the heart. And secondly, maybe it is a reflection of America. Because, really, I mean, when you look at Donald Trump and his supporters back in 2016 and all, I mean, he had a lot of supporters. I think it was like 70 million. But, I mean, the other part of America, it's what, 300 and something million people. 330 million. So I think it's a reflection, and I think it's people's way of showing their support of our community.
Greg, you report on entertainment. Your thoughts about this growth?
Well, I think it's a long time coming. I think that it's just, And the idea that these characters are just like people who just don't even realize they know gay people at their jobs or whatever. It's just, we're here. We're always going to be here. We're not going anywhere. So I think that's a big part of it. But I think it's also interesting to see how many of these movies also lined up with the recently announced nominees for the Dorian Awards, which is the Gay and Lesbian Entertainment Critics Association, including Janelle Monáe, Kate Blanchett, Brendan Fraser, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. So the fact that this sort of mainstream award show is on par with this Gay Critics Association, I think is a good sign too.
If I can, one of the things that reminded me, and I'm taking this off in a slightly different place, but I kind of think that I wonder too if as the LGBTQ community is so under attack, that it is also just a form of protest. That is, and what I mean by that is, right, that is, it's almost like a pressure valve, right, where people's stories need to be told more than ever, that there's a way to put, representation is not like just this kind of, phrase or like United Colors of Benetton kind of thing, but they could be really meaningful in the absence of protections, in the absence, they're serving a purpose of affirmation, of community, of self-worth that are so valuable and so necessary. So it's actually filling a hole, right? Like a void that just has existed.
If I was a Republican strategist in Florida, this conversation would scare the crap out of me. And the reason it would scare the crap out of me is because we're identifying something that historically through history, many historians have said that the civil rights movement of the 40s, 50s, and 60s was moved principally at the top of the pyramid in terms of movement by entertainers. And that whether it be music or television or film, Americans watched it, and somehow their defenses, as they were trying to say, no, there can't be black people in this film, or we'll boycott you, et cetera, and so on, and that changed. And in especially the 50s and then into the 60s, the black representation in music, television, and film changed minds and attitude to help propel and push. Now, whether it was completely successful or not, that's not the issue. The issue is it began to change people's minds. The reason I think that the entertainment tidal wave we're watching right now, and you're commenting on it, is so good, is this is scary. Because the old white privileged male that is holding on to this so hard is holding on because they also see this. They watch Critics' Choice, or you could not watch the Golden Globes and not go, what the F is going on here? Without saying in so many different ways, when Jennifer Coolidge gets on that stage at Golden Globes and crushes it, but in a unthreatening, it's not pounding on a table demanding rights. She's in White Lotus making the joke, the gays are trying to kill me.
It's important to note that you talked about music, film, and television, literature. So think about Native Son, think about James Baldwin. And the frightening thing is that literature is now being shut down. So it's amazing that all those things for the black community help move things forward, but they're not letting literature move things forward for the gay community, and that's kind of frightening.
I guess one final thought that relates to that, as Coolidge gets on the stage, she wins at Critics' Choice. We're in a situation that is really scary for the GOP, because the Ron DeSantis's are literally trying to hold their fingers in the dike. I keep making this comparison. Little Dutch boy, you can't do it. You can do it right now and you'll be successful, but you can't do it forever. And sooner or later, that dike is going to break open and a flood water is coming. We might have seen that at the Golden Globes. We might see that at Critics' Choice. We may see that in advocacy and other events that go on and around America. The privileged white old man can't hold his finger in the dike forever. Can't. And that may be what we're watching.
I gotta say this. I love Niecy Nash's acceptance speech. Oh my God. And Sheryl Lee Ralph gave it.
She is everything. I just love her.
But Niecy read all her haters.
And what a tribute to Ryan Murphy. So many of these names are because we have a powerful voice in entertainment that says,
amen.
Oh, we're going to do that.
Yes,
exactly.
right.
Amen.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did, so make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the Faye What Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo, so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the Faye What Show. Get the week started with me.